All right, real quick to actin. And remember, we talked about the skeletal muscular system. All right, provide instructions for making a protein called skeletal alpha actin. All right, and look at that. Important for cell movement and the tensing of muscle fibers, which is the contraction, right? Okay, so look at that. And they help maintain the cytoskeleton. That's basically you, right? You the structure, right? Determines the shell shape and organizes cell contents. Look at that. And actin plays an important role in skeletal muscles, right? Which are muscles that the body uses for movement. There we go. All right, cool. And look at that. You have over 20 so far that they found, probably more than that. These are actin genes in the human genome, and they tested it on animals. All right. And its relationship to human DNA indicates that there are a minimum of 20 complementary copies of the actin sequence per genome, right? So you have a lot of it and you have this. Now, you have the muscle gene, you have a lot of versions of it. And then one thing you need to do also is changing that visceral fat, right? Changing what's going on inside. So again, I talked about metabolism, okay, which is you transforming the energy inside of you, right? And remember, it never stops. Like even right now as I'm talking, right? The breath, right? Circulating of the flow of blood in you, right? You breaking down the energy source. Metabolism naturally regulates itself to meet your body's needs. These, look at that, genes, right? The genes you inherit from your parents, which, real quick, let me show you something real quick about that. Autosomal. There it is right there, right? The pattern of inheritance, no, we don't want this, we don't want, no, that's the disorder. You see, that's the disorder. We don't want that. We don't want the disorder. What we want is we want the meaning of autosome. Is it any one of the 22 chromosomes that you have? The 23rd is the one that gives you the gender, XX or XY. You know, XX is the female, XY is the male. But more dominant is one of the many ways that a trait or disorder can be placed down through families. So we're not gonna look at the negative, right? We're gonna look at the trait, which is the natural. Okay. So you have the actin gene. You also have the metabolism, the way that you're converting the energy. You are always growing, right? You have literally the human growth hormone, right? And look at here. When you have short-term acute, and real quick, acute in medical terms, severe and sudden, does acute mean short term? Lasts a short time. Basically, what it means is, you're having short bursts of sprints, and then the chronic, the long term aerobic. So you see how funny the language arts, right? You see how they play the games with you with the language arts with the language? Because look, chronic aerobic. And what they got right here? See that, right? So again, these words, that's why I don't pay, we just try to understand because see, they go play a game giving you the same words, two different messages that you're trying to send out, and then try to put something negative, chronic disease, as in what? Chronic aerobics. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is the adjective trying to change the noun, and that's in the language. And the human growth hormone that you have is naturally in you. Keyword hormone, which is in you, right? Let's go real quick. There it is right there, right? So it's the primary mechanism for your body to heal and repair itself. That's why they said, you get rest is essential to good health. Of course, you know that. 1% of your AGH is really released during sleep, okay? And there's a link between sleep and testosterone levels. So like HGH, human growth hormone, testosterone production rises during sleep at the same time. And then you have REM sleep. And that's important because REM sleep, okay, is basically your eyes twitching and that's basically you seeing from internal, right? Yeah, I know, right? Probably messing so real talk, right? Its name comes from your eyes move behind your eyelids when you're dreaming. There, it's right there. Look at that. REM sleep is one of the two types of sleep. Um, Rapid eye movement, REM. That's why they always tell you, oh, why don't you sleep for like an hour, 30 minutes, if you go take a nap, right? You know what I'm saying? Takes, 2 hours. And you shutting off the engine. It's like you recharging the phone. You know what I'm saying? It's like you recharging the phone. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, one of the powerful things that you could do, right, with human growth hormone and building your muscles and also getting back to the right, we want to get the abs, right? We want to have the electrolytes, right? We want to move, right? We want to have that God body. That's natural. And remember, your weight is a force. They keep making you think about the number. The same thing as the age. you have to think about what's on the inside and the formula that's creating this. Okay. So seeing how you're functioning or how you're operating, um, I always want to play a little game with you because you see right here in the Matrix, the movie, they have the building where he worked at called what? Metacortex. And then you have right? Mm, from this, right? So it's changing it, and then right now, look at this. There's the other thing too. You have what? Metabolism. About the thing itself. It's self-referential. Prefix meaning self-referential. So if they talk about meta theory, theory about a theory, right? Meta mathematics, mathematical theories about mathematics, right? So and this has to deal with a field called epistemology, where basically you have logic to study of, and you have episteme. You have epistemology, which is basically you studying how they got to that knowledge. That's basically what you're doing. You're studying the nature of literally how did they get to the knowledge. So it's data about data. Meta memory refers to individuals' knowledge about whether or not they would remember something if they concentrate on recalling it. Meta memory. You have meta, you have metabolism. Okay. Just want to show you how you have to incorporate these things in you. Human growth hormone, we also understand that your whole entire body itself, power that you have with your DNA. So you see how you have of how they're trying to make a relationship between how DNA is a storage medium of the future. So look at this. Genetic material DNA has garnered considerable interest as a medium for digital information storage. Look at that. Because its density and durability are superior to those of existing silicon-based storage media. DNA is at least 1,000-fold more dense. Damn. So long story short, look at this, right? DNA's four-letter nucleotide code offers a suitable coding environment that can be leveraged like the binary digital code used by computers and other electronic devices to represent any letter. So remember, they made the car from you. They made the camera from you. They made the computer from you. You know what you are. And real quick, this is just good. Look. Protein comes from the word proteos, meaning of the first, right? Rank, ta ta ta. We could even say, real quick, look at that first, protos. All right, cool. That's why they tell you, oh, you need to go get some protein because it's what, look at that. It's such a DNA called a gene carries information required to build a protein. So remember, it starts again with you. We just talked about the DNA. So look at this. Believe that, look at that. They have about 20,000 to 25,000 genes in the human genome, over 1 million proteins in the human proteome, making proteins the most abundant class of all biological molecules. All right. And the building blocks of proteins are the amino acids. Oh, good. The universality of the genetic code that translate a DNA sequence into a protein allows proteins from any organism to be expressed quickly in any large amounts. Okay. So, of your body. And real quick, I just want to show you all of this. Because transcript and translation and DNA, this don't have to be looking all that complicated. Because remember, you have this, right? That was translated as well, right? Okay, so if you think about how the words were used in transform, right? And remember, trans, literally, right? Carried across, right? Because literally to bring, right? Carrying across to bring. Hold up. We gotta stop the semantics. We gotta directly carry over. Yeah, right. I just want to see something real simple. But anyways, late, late, translate. They're carrying it over late, right? So basically, I wanted to just show you how simple that is. And if they were able to change words, right, and translation and transcripts, then you can see how transcription and translation. But I don't think that's a good example actually. So forget that. One thing you do need is creatine. Now your creatine, it has I just want to show you the root from where that word comes from. So it's meat, creas. And then basically again, right, you see skeletal muscle. Later named the crystallized precipitate after the Greek word for meat, creas.